This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is The Burning Stars. It was written by David Conyers, and it can be found in Terrors from Beyond. I'm the keeper of arcane lore, and this is episode 4. Our recap will be given by Kuhn Leighton as his character, Amy Lachlan. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Kuhn?
All right. These are some excerpts from Amy's notes or journal. Ever since Donna and I drifted apart due to our studies, I dreamt about going on her with holidays once again. Well, it seems I got my wish. Only the monkey's paw has curled. And then a little later it says, after another blackout leaving Dr. Northeast's office, all of a sudden we were back in the hotel. We managed to bring his journal and a few books with us. The journal of Dr. Northeast notes how we came to him before, though I have no recollection of this, and how he started to believe in certain myths. He wrote about the star pools located in a hidden valley in the hills east of Port-au-Prince, where under the green water lurked something that drained him of his courage. The doctor wonders what other prophecies of the floating horror cult are true. Most disconcertingly, though, he notes how Jack Sterling, Mr. Sterling's son, has been kidnapped by this cult and is to be a victim of a ritual blood sacrifice. Dr. Northeast dare not describe the state that Jack was in, which doesn't seem to bode well for him. It seems he will be sacrificed on Fat Geddy, which starts on the 1st of November. Furthermore, his journal mentioned how a book we took from his estate as well, The Masked Messenger. In this book, there was a heavily used page describing how an Ashanti warrior bargained poorly with the guardian of the sharp-edged stone. The tale describes how this warrior finds himself in a strange place that is dark, with no stars above. The warrior wanders for what seems like an eternity in this dark labyrinth. See page 59 of The Masked Messengers for the exact passage. Lastly, Dr. Northeast's journal mentions he wanted to seek help from a Mama Josephine. After taking all this information in, it seemed prudent to make sure all of us were armed. Guy and Dirk stepped out for a bit, but they seemed to return in the blink of an eye, and they were carrying guns. We distributed the handguns among us, and the consensus among us seemed to be that we needed to find some sort of backup or help going up against whatever we're up against, seeing as we've seemingly tried before and failed. During our dinner, we saw people carrying a large black cross. And after inquiring with the waiter of the restaurant, it seems that they were preparing the Fat Geddy Festival, which is celebrated on the 1st and 2nd of November, coinciding with the date for Jake's ritual sacrifice. October 31st. I just woke up from this horrible nightmare. I was with the others in this labyrinth made of large black stones. It was like in the story of the Ashanti warrior. It was dark, no stars were in the sky. We were barefoot and we were walking on black sand. We walked so long I lost track of time. Did we walk days, weeks, years, centuries? It felt like we were walking for a vigintillion years. We came to the end of the labyrinth and we found this message written on the walls. Alas, how terrible is wisdom when it brings no profit to the man that is wise. It seemed to me that it was from Oedipus Rex by Sophocles. I woke up and Donna had the exact same dream as I did. And we checked our bed sheets and we found some grains of black sand. Was it a dream? Or were we really transported to that strange, inhuman place? This morning, O'Neill went out to confess. Donna and me, we went to the library to see what we could learn. And the detectives and Mr. Sterling went to see Mama Josephine, who was mentioned in the doctor's journal. At the library, we learned a lot about voodoo and Fat Geddy. Um, Fat Geddy celebrates two voodoo deities. Bawan Samedi, the Lord of the Dead, usually depicted as a tall black man with a white skull painted on him in a top hat. The second deity is Maman Brigitte, the consort of the Baron. The Geddy are a family of spirits who possess people on these days. Is that is that what is happening to us? Are we being possessed by spirits during our blackout? It's not Fat Geddy yet, but the looks people give us are so strange. I can't help but shake the feeling they are seeing more than just a few confused tourists traipsing around the town. Uh, we also looked for mentions of bloody for we also looked for mentions of the bloody horror cult, but couldn't find any. Let's hope Guy, Dirk, and Mr. Sterling had more luck on that front.
Right. Let's jump back for a moment to the ladies at the library. You've read up on the voodoo, and um, you found it all kind of disturbing. You know, it somehow is a popular religion, though, on the island of Hispaniola in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And as you're sort of just perusing, looking for anything else, you guys do a spot hidden for me, Amy and Donna.
43, that's a regular.
58 out of 60. Yep, so I have a pass.
You both got regulars?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll say Amy. You're sort of running your fingers absent-mindedly as you're going along looking at the books. You're running your fingers up across the tops of them. And there's a fairly fat brown book that as you run your finger along the top of the book, something sort of flicks on your finger, like there's something like a bookmark or a something in the book that just sort of catches your finger. You look down at the book, and the book is Africa's Dark Sects, 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 and it's written by Blackwell. What do you do?
Well, I'll take out the book and open it at that page, of course, at the bookmark.
You pull out the book. It looks like it's old and well worn. And when you flip to the place where the bookmark is, you realize that it is not a bookmark. It is this. And it is upside down.
Wow.
Le- yeah, it's another tarot card. Le Pendu.
The Pindu, the hanged man.
The Pendu. Only it doesn't really look like a normal man, but yeah.
It looks like a man whose skin has been torn off of him. The book itself, as you look at the page that it's on, this is what you see.
Africa's Dark Sects. I had been warned earlier that the ceremony I now witnessed, although it had trappings of voodoo from the Congo, was in fact derived from rituals that were far older and ancient. The shaman, or Bokor, dressed in a grass costume that fully enclosed his body and his face hidden behind a grotesque mask depicting a face with three eyes, called forth to the spirits of an undersea island. There came frenzied, naked dances around him, his possessed followers. They moved with impossible rhythms. They had in their hands sharp-edged stones painted green and black. I thought they were symbolic of something, but then the elders of the tribe came out and stood there as the younger members gouged themselves to death with these sharp stones. Into the fray stepped what was once a man and something else. His skin covered in black scales, his face not unlike that of an iguana. He sent shivers through my skin. It was not the unnatural angles that his body could achieve as he danced, but it was rather his eyes, still human, still seeing as a human sees. And then the eye opened in his forehead. Although it was not an eye, I could see that the lizard man was host to something else, something that desired to be free of the vessel, like a parasitic work struggling to break free of the man's skull. His third eye was the gateway to the unknown realms. I'm not sure that my mind would have accepted what was to occur next. My guide, Joma, thankfully dragged me from that awful, savage place. And yet, in the dark hours in my hotel or in a bedroll under the stars, I imagine what I might have seen if I had waited to witness what the host might have become. And then in in written pen beneath it, it says, same ritual as described by Dr. N.E., same cult active in Port-au-Prince, sacred site, the SP. Senegal knows something about this cult and may offer some assistance. So I'll show
And
this to Donna and reference that it's obviously Dr. Northeast and Port-au-Prince.
Do we recognize the handwritten notes?
yes, it's Amy's handwriting.
Mm.
You can do sanity rolls.
Okay,
Oh,
very interesting. Uh,
I
Definitely
passed.
that has to be a fail.
If it's
Oh,
a fail, just take one sanity point of damage. And now we'll move back to Mama Josephine. Um, she's had you come in, she's had you sit down. She says, well, I'm glad that you made it. I was afraid that when you didn't show up for a couple of days, that they had gotten to you or something had happened.
I'm sorry, Mama Josephine, but you have us at an advantage. We cannot recall the last several days. We have no knowledge of even coming to Haiti. We've been having we woke up in a hospital here on the military base about a day ago, yesterday morning, and now we're very confused. We keep losing segments of time. The day we black out and we're somewhere else later in the day. I apologize. It appears we've met before, but none of us have any recollection of meeting you. So if you could fill us in.
Well, you seem disoriented, confused. Well, you came to me before because you told me that Jack Sterling had been captured by a cult, and you wanted to know where the star pools were. You asked me quite a few questions then, and I told you that it's necessary for me to make an exchange with you. I told you about a necessity, a need I had, which was the moth, and you said that you would be back with it. As I say, you didn't show up then for a couple of days, so I was concerned. I thought maybe you either thought that I was nuts or you just something had happened to you. This all has to do with the cult of the floating horror, which is a plague upon the island and has been for hundreds of years. They're the ones who have Jack Sterling.
We we go out to find him, and is that where we
I
went?
don't
Because I
I I don't know. I certainly was afraid when I read the newspaper that you had.
we
Uh,
saw that too.
but
Mama
Apparently, it's not
Josephine,
enough.
perhaps
is there any way that you could get this gauche or whatever it is that's on us off of us? It's
what are
like
you talking about?
well, what it happens is every time we get close to learning something about what's going on, we end up losing time where we are in another part of the city or somewhere where we weren't before, and we have no recollection of how we got there. And then a lot of times, like people that we have regular interaction with that we don't necessarily know, like the desk clerk at our hotel, they give us funny looks like we've been like we like they know like we've been doing things that we don't remember, but they treat us like weird.
And you don't
Uh,
think this is because you've done these things before and
no, I think I would think it's a curse.
well, let me have a good look at you. And she says, there definitely is a darkness that's hanging around you. Some people might be sensitive to this. Uh, yeah, there's definitely, and she sort of walks around the room and looks at you from all angles. She says, yeah, I think they might be picking up on something. Something must have happened to you in the last
Does,
couple of days. You say
does
you're
this
losing your memory.
does this have anything that might relate to this Baron Lacroix? When we were in the
Baron
hospital
Lacroix?
and first recovering, one of the nurses, she became quite startled. It was one of the first things we heard. She told us that we had been marked by Baron Lacroix.
Well,
Does that
Baron Lacroix is not really the kind of person that curses another person unless they've done something horrible in violation of the laws of the dead. Um, she just might not have understood what she was seeing when she saw the darkness. She thought maybe the spirit of death had pointed its finger at you, or she might have been a secret member of this cult, in which case they might have noticed you and have marked you for extermination. They
I
are a
haven't
ruthless and evil cult.
Are
I've
there
been
a lot
getting
of secret members throughout Port-au-Prince?
Well, they're an odd group. They try very hard to keep themselves a secret, but there are times, like especially Fet Getty, when if you know what to look for, you'll see them. They're not afraid to be armed with machetes, and they often put a third eye on their forehead.
the third eye. I'm going to show her the tarot cards that we've been receiving, telling her like that the two that I have, which was I believe death and the devil, and that they were both reversed. I said I've spoken with a woman who does voodoo, but I'm wondering if you reckon she did not recognize these cards. In fact, she was quite horrified by them. But you can see the three eyes on death here. And does this mean anything? That could this be related to that cult? Are they leaving us messages?
She looks, uh, I mean, you don't even need a psychology roll to see that she looks a little shaken at looking at the cards. And she says, this one. She points to the first one. This is not death. It's not Baron Samedi, though it pretends to be Baron Samedi. And this one is the masked messenger. And you're there is the cult of the floating horde. They worship an old god, older than voodoo, older than the islands, going all the way back into Africa. They worship a god who has many names and many faces. He is called the Floating Horror. He's called the Haunter. He's called the Bloody Tongue. He's called uh, the Moon with 1,000 Faces. And he is called the Crawling Chaos. He has all of these names. He seeks to destroy the world slowly, methodically, and with chaos. It's this thing that the cultists are trying to summon. They've tried a number of times over the last century and failed each time, but if they succeed, then chaos will spread on this island and eventually to the whole world. People will kill, he'll teach people new ways of killing one another, and the whole world will end in flames and chaos the way he wants it. These are both versions of their different names for him. And it's very strange that this comes to me now, because a man came to me yesterday. He was not a Haitian, and he was not a white man. I'd say he was probably Arabic or something like that. Rather tall, rather good-looking man. But all he said to me was, "Give this to them. You'll know who they are when they arrive." And he gave me this, and she reaches up onto her shelf and she pulls down this, which is upside down when she gives it to you. The 10 of Wands. This is Africa's bloody tongue. They call it the god of the bloody tongue.
Oh my
And
God.
it is simply another one of his manifestations.
This is from the same deck, that the ones that I've been getting.
It would seem so.
You did not know who this man did. You didn't get a name for this man, did you?
He gave no name. I think that he might be one who has many names. If he is as they say in some religions, an avatar of this entity. It's very disturbing. I didn't think a lot about it. It seemed very random to me when he came, but now
He was the crawling chaos, the bloody tongue you're telling us of. This
who can say? He is a deceiver. He is a god of mischief and chaos. He's up to something. He's hoping to succeed, and he doesn't like it when people try to stop him. But we must stop him.
I don't know about the mystical levels of this. I mean, I'm a little more inclined to believe, but he was just a man. Maybe he's a cultist. They're just psychotic and evil or something. But he does need to be stopped. I agree.
In any case, they are psychotic, as you would say. They're insane, and they will kill anyone that gets in their way. We've known about them for centuries here, but nobody is willing or brave enough to face them. The only man that I know who ever came close to facing them was Sebastian Senegal, who's the leader of some of the rebels, and she sort of winks at you, the rebels. He went to rescue his brother, who was taken by the cult, and he came back with a dead brother and 2 broken arms, and he has been extremely reluctant to say anything in dealing about the cult for fear of invoking them. I myself I would like to say that I'm brave, but no one is that brave. They're too powerful. They're too they're up in the hills, and they are willing, as I say, to do anything to get their way, and quite happily. They show no remorse in killing.
Do you know where we can find Senegal these days?
Senegal tries to stay hidden, but I think I have some idea where he might be and how I could contact him if you want me to have him contact you.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
definitely, I
Yeah.
seems like somebody we need to speak with. I'm looking at Sean, like the idea. I'm like, Sean, do you think maybe my son Jack knew Senegal? This wasn't a thing for the religion. Maybe they were trying to take this cult out. So many possibilities here.
The heart of the cult, the head of the cult, is one who we call King Kaleko. He is a boko. He is a voodoo wizard, though the powers that he draws upon are dark and terrible and possibly beyond what, good magic can summon. He has friends in dark places, you might say. And his magic is powerful. Perhaps what's happening to you has something to do with that. I don't know.
So he would be in league with this gentleman that came to see you.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who the gentleman was, but he was definitely an agent of the darkness. He certainly wasn't dressed like a member of the cult, nor did he have any scarification or tattoos, or he did not look like he was from this island. Now the
Middle Eastern.
the problem with the cult and dealing with it, which you have to go up there if you want to find who's done this to Jack Sterling, then that's going to be the place. And they will most definitely all be gathered there the evening of November 2nd, which is when their rituals will take place. They may even be quite distracted. The problem is the star pools are deeply cursed. There is a thing that lives in the star pools that we call the lurker, a monster of immense power. And it's said that the monster shares blood with the crawling chaos. And the members of the cult are able to control it like some horrible watchdog that protects them.
What to
And
think
there are
about.
dark things. It's that's why I feared that you had, the newspaper said that there was a group that seemed to have, there was a skirmish up there, but you say you don't remember anything like that, and obviously you're unharmed.
Mama Josephine, do you know any way to hurt these pools? It can only magic hurt them, or is it can firepower hurt them? Like what if we were to pour a gasoline in there and set it on fire, would it?
Do a psychology roll.
Sorry, Tom. Have I made it back to the group, or am I still somewhere else? Because I wasn't sure if I should respond to James's question. I didn't think I was actually there yet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, sorry.
I forgot you were at church.
Yeah, I might not actually be here.
Okay,
We'll
so
say you're still on your way.
let's
Okay,
just
cool.
say I was thinking that to myself. That
Thinking aloud, yeah.
thinking aloud.
I got a hard success.
Okay. There's when you're saying that to her, there's a look in her face like she is she's disturbed by your question, like she has some really horrible news, and she doesn't want to tell you, but you're kind of forcing her hand into telling you. And she says, the thing is, there may be a way to get past it. And she says, let me show you. She gets up onto her shelf and she pulls down a small box. And the box has a symbol. As she opens it, there's a symbol written on the inside of the cover, and there is a very strange looking green and black stone. Like this. She says, this came into my possession. I believe that it is the sharp stone that's spoken of in the texts that you've read.
That's what I was going to ask next.
As you can see, it's extremely sharp. It looks very sharp. It looks like it's made out of green obsidian. It's said that if you cut yourself with the stone, that your blood and the crawling chaos's blood will be mixed together, and so also the lurker. And then the lurker will not see you as an enemy. It will see you as a friend. And you might, in fact, even be able to control it if your will is strong enough. Turn it against the cultists themselves, or send it back to the hells that it came from.
Do you know what cost, Mama Josephine?
Got to be a cost because it didn't work out so great for that Ashanti warrior in the story.
Well, there is a cost, and it's a terrible one. Whoever is cut with, you see, I believe that somehow Jack Sterling got a hold of this stone and cut himself.
Oh, God.
And thus he's become the host for this floating horror that's to come back into the world. And if you also cut yourself, you will become the next host. However, I have potions that can stem this off for a long time, at least long enough to accomplish these deeds, and perhaps long enough that I can find a way to reverse its effect.
So if I were to cut myself with a stone, I would become the host, and it would leave my son Jack alone?
No, I don't think so. It's already got Jack. I'm not sure that there's anything that you can do for Jack at this point. And the only way to stop this is to kill him. Put him out of his misery. Put a bullet or a sword through the third eye.
Well, yesterday we had a tarot reading with a woman who wasn't able to answer the questions that we asked of you, but the reading is starting to make a lot more sense now, what you're telling us about sacrifices and letting things go. A lot. There's a lot. I need to save my son.
I'm sorry,
don't
it's
know if I
not
can.
good news.
Yeah.
Mama Josephine, do you think there's a way you mentioned that there's a darkness over us. Is there any way you think you could remove that? I feel like the cult sees us coming and knows what we're doing because of this. And it's kind of hard to be sneaky when your enemies can see something that you can't see on yourself.
I'm afraid I am probably the leading, if not the best, uh, voodoo queen on the island. I know more about voodoo than anyone else. If I could find something, I would. I could try, certainly, but my powers are limited to the good Loa. I don't ever deal with the Baka. The Baka are evil spirits, and King Kaleko most definitely deals with the Baka and the dark spirits. I can't. I am sanctified. Uh, if I were to deal with the Baka, it would ruin everything for me.
How about like a cleansing ritual? Like is there anything that you could help us with that
I'm,
or
I've got some potions and some gree that might help. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm no familiar with this. Um, the only other option would be, and she once again looks like she really doesn't want to tell you this because it's not good, but the Baka always require a payment of some sort in order to help, but they don't know what loyalty is, and they don't know what, they have no conscience as far as that goes. Give them pay a high enough price, and they will teach you magic that could destroy King Kaleko. I can't be a part of that, but I can show you what to do if that's the path you want to go on.
okay. Yeah.
I think we must.
She looks very disheartened. She says, so you can see that the stone has a hole in it that can be used to string it as a necklace. Though the rock's about fist size, so it'll be a little unwieldy. And she says, but what's necessary is you need to cut yourself with it. And then I will give you this potion. And she reaches up and finds a potion. And the potion is it's like a small jar. You can see that it's kind of a urine colored yellow. It looks a little thick like honey. But there is what looks like maybe a scorpion's body that's in it. She says this will ward off whatever the stone will do to you for at least a few days. And if you can't accomplish this by the end of Fetgeti, then you won't have succeeded anyways. It'll be too late. But you have to stop the thing that was Jack by any means. That will at least delay them. And kill King Kaleko. He needs to be gone. You can talk to Senegal. Maybe Senegal can offer you some backup. Senegal is not a person who loves this cult at all. He would like to see them all wiped out. He's just doesn't have his courage has been shattered by his experience, but maybe you can reawaken it in him. I can have him. Where are you staying?
We are 6 pages back in my notes at the
Olafson. The
Olafson.
I can have a message sent there for you, telling him when you can meet.
I'm available for him.
I'm sorry I don't have better news.
But
I'm sorry. I'm happy that you're at least alive.
Thank you. Hopefully we can take care of this problem once and for all, at least for the people.
As to as to what's happening to you. You say you're blacking out. I don't know. Is something mounting you? Is something riding you?
Reading some of the couple of the voodoo things, something that one of the waiters told us about the upcoming festival. And it's like I've begun to wonder. It's like they become possessed by these lower, and I'm wondering if that's the cause of my blackouts. I'm starting to wonder if we've made some kind of deal at some point already. I mean, we seem to be repeating things.
Would the how would they get to us like that? Would they have needed a personal effect, a personal belonging? Because when it looks like the luggage or our personal belongings at the hotel has seemed to, for the most of us, have seemed to have been rifled through. So could that have been the reason?
Wouldn't it be more
I
of a
don't
bargain?
know. I
Would
don't
have been a
know.
bargain
Maybe.
them, like
Maybe.
to allow them to do this and to assist us in some way, some weird way. Mm,
I'm afraid I don't have all the answers.
I don't know. Well, we certainly know a lot more than we did previously. And we're very grateful for your help.
And I peel off $20 and offer it to her for.
Oh, no. You already did what I asked you to do. You brought the moths.
Okay. I awkwardly put it back in my pocket.
And now the Vet Getty is beginning, so I'm afraid I have duties as far as that goes with the members of my voodoo tribe.
Timeline. No.
When we leave,
So
I head back.
you have tomorrow. You have tomorrow and the next day. And I wouldn't go up there sooner. If you go up there sooner, they might have guards and people waiting for anybody coming up there. But when the time comes at the end of as Fet Getty ends at sundown on the 2nd. And that's about the time that they will be going up there. So you may very well look for people dressed rather primitively, because they usually are naked when they're in their ritual, but they will be carrying machetes, and they'll probably paint their face with the white with the third eye on their forehead.
Okay.
And I will try to meet you with, well, if you can get Senegal's men to be there, there's a clearing. He'll know where it is, that we can meet you when you come back down, if you come back down.
Well, I definitely need to talk to my man, Sean.
And she gives you a number of gree bags, with herbs and stuff in them to wear around your neck, and things that should keep evil spirits away from you. And she shows you what you need to do. She kind of writes it down. And you know that it is a kind of a ritual. You need to light some candles. You need to get in a quiet, enclosed space like your room. And you need to chant a particular chant a number of times. And the baka should appear if you want to use it. I don't have a clue what its price will be. It will ask something of you, but it can answer questions, and it can teach you evil spells to use.
Right then.
But if you can find a way around it, find a way around it.
Right.
Is one of you going to then cut himself with the stone?
I think James should do it because he does it. I mean, It's his son we're looking for, and his son is going through this, and I think he'll take the stone and it was across his left hand he has to cut it? Or does it
It
matter?
doesn't matter. But when you pick it up, even just when you just pick it up, like a piece of obsidian, it is razor sharp.
Uh,
And you can see also that there are carvings on it, like little strange symbols that are all over it. You don't know if they're letters or pictograms or something. So you're going to cut yourself.
I'm just gonna be like, Dirk guy, I'm not letting you do this. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So you cut your hand, and when it cuts your hand, like your hand's almost not even there. It's so sharp. It's almost like you can't help but cut yourself. And the pain suddenly runs up your hand and through your body as if like it was made of ants that were swarming all over you. You almost call out in the pain, but then the pain seems to sort of transform, and you feel this energy course through your body, and something inside of you, you can feel it change as if you were gaining a great deal of energy. You look down at your hand where it cut, and you can see little black scale-like structures starting to appear at the edges of the wound. And she says, quickly now, drink this. It's not going to taste good, but drink it down and it'll hold off the effects.
It never does taste good, does it? I'm just gonna down it.
Yeah, absolutely horrible.
Ugh.
Scorpion and all as it goes down. But as you still sort of shiver with this increased energy, you can increase your POW to 150.
Oh my God.
And you can increase your magic points to 30.
Holy crap.
Oh wow.
Any other questions before you go?
Now this this will get me through a few days, right? Before, like after the festival, then it'll start to
Yeah,
kick in. And
it's halted the transformation.
What is there anything we can do to prepare for trying to save Mr. Sterling after the fact? Like, is there anything we can have on hand? Any kind of preparations we can do to get to be as ready as possible to try to save him from the transformation?
Mr. Sterling, you're talking about James?
Yes.
I will do everything in my power to find a way to reverse this. That's why I'll meet you at the bottom of the hill. If you're not there, then you didn't succeed. That's all I can offer.
Thank you.
so much for everything. We'll take care of this.
When they go to leave, Dirk's going to hang back a moment with Mama Josephine. And when everybody's out of earshot, this whole conversation is Dirk's kind of been off in his own head a little bit. Just at the mention of the tall, handsome man. And he says, Mama Josephine, we've lost so much time and memory over the past few days, but it seems maybe I've been with this tall, handsome man by myself at one point or another.
You're talking about the one that came earlier, the Arab.
Yes.
No, I've never seen him before, ever.
Okay. But it seems like maybe I was the tarot reader said I was there with a handsome man.
Oh,
I
well,
don't know.
I mean, uh, your companion that just left is a rather handsome man,
Okay.
but
Misread that
yeah, I
situation.
don't know. Are you talking about Marie Jerome,
Yes.
the tarot reader? Yeah, she's very
Yeah.
good,
Okay.
but she doesn't practice voodoo. She knows very little about it. She's more
Okay.
Catholic than she is voodoo.
Okay. Uh,
Go
Dirk
with
shakes his
peace
head.
and be careful.
Yep. Misunderstanding. And Dirk leaves.
Okay. And you leave just as Sean is walking up. Now, I'd like you all to do spot hiddens.
Oh, everyone who's there?
Yeah, the three of you. Yeah, or the four of you.
Okay.
That's a 98.
Pass. It's just a regular pass.
I got an extreme. Got another double lot for.
Just a regular success.
Okay, those of you who passed, you happen to be facing in the right direction. Because you're looking at one another, you're not solidly paying attention very much, but you notice that some of the children have reappeared in the street that were there earlier. And they're not playing ball at this point. They seem to be hammering something into the ground. They've got hammers. A couple of them have hammers, and they seem to be pounding the ground with them, kind of between you and the way that you came from. You think they're taking nails, metal nails, and pounding them into the ground. Some sort of kids game? You're not sure. But go ahead.
So where they're pounding with the nails, where's the sun in the sky right now? Is it getting close to sunset, or is it noon, or what are we talking like here?
Oh, it's probably afternoon at this point. So
Is it in the
yeah.
direction of where their shadows are?
No.
Okay. Because I know there's an old Celtic thing about putting nails into a shadow, and I was just sort of wondering if there's something similar. Okay, that's fine.
As soon as you guys have come out of Mama Josephine's and stepped into the street, the kids once again scatter.
Mr. Sterling. Oh, can I tell he looks different now because he's probably undergone some kind of change since I last saw him?
Not really. No.
Oh, he looks very similar? Okay.
Although he's got a strange green stone on a rope around his neck.
Oh, okay. Well,
We have a
Mr.
lot to
Sterling?
this, Sean. We got a lot to discuss. We got to get you caught up
Okay.
on our meeting.
All
First things first, we're not getting rid of those weapons. We may need them because there's a guy named Senegal that we're going to meet up with. He's the head of the rebels. He may
Okay.
be able to help us take care of what we're about to tell you next. And I'm going to tell him about the
Okay.
cult and everything.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping that Guy and Dirk will throw some things in too because
We need to
excited.
get the ONI. We need to distract the ONI so we can move those weapons and get them where we need them. So I think that's a thing we have to pursue. Wow.
yeah, Senegal's men may need those. We may need to use that as a bargaining chip. So I mean, we're paid up for a couple of days anyway. Still, they're not going to just dump them on us if we.
Well,
don't
maybe
do
they
that.
could have them. Maybe they could deliver them too. Maybe we could talk to them
Yeah,
about.
I think
moving
that
them.
was implied a bit by what he was discussing. We can probably make that arrangement.
Okay.
But we need to talk to Senegal then. So if
Yeah.
Miss Josephine is going to make an arrangement, obviously that's our
But wasn't
collateral.
that after the fact? Senegal was
No,
gonna
no.
be.
From what
When-
you told me, wasn't she arranging for him to talk to us or something?
Yeah,
Or
to
just said-
talk to us, to meet with us
No contact.
Yeah, to meet with him
before
Yeah, we should be able to
before it goes down,
Okay.
and then to meet them
before
at
the
the
things
end
go down.
in the clearing.
But she's told
Oh,
you
okay,
that
and
he may
okay.
be very reluctant to help you because he's afraid of the cult, but
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 wait
this
till
is
we see
something
what
that
we
would
have.
make
he would like very much to see the cult destroyed. So,
yeah. So this could help him. Yeah.
This might help sweeten the pot.
so you start walking back.
Yeah, Mr. Sterling, how much are you going to tell your daughter?
I'm loath to tell.
Oh, by the way, did you tell me you cut yourself with the stone, by the way?
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
Okay. All right.
I'm loath. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm loath to tell her that right just yet. I may
Yeah.
have to do at some point, but I don't want her. She's already worried as it is about her brother and everything. And from what we've learned, I hate to say it, but I think my son may be beyond helping. So
It sounds very much like the case, sir.
Another thing,
This will be a mercy thing. It won't be a rescue. This will be a mercy killing at best.
I hope not. I want just one promise from you, Sean. You know that my children are the most important thing in the world for me.
Yes, I do, sir. I
we
know
might
what the
not be able to say
priorities
Jack,
are.
but Donna and her friend Amy. I don't care what happens to me. If you have to make a choice, it's Donna and her friend Amy.
It is understood, sir. I actually knew where your heart lay in that matter, so it's understood.
So you guys start walking back. Sean, because you had sort of had an inquiry about it, as you're walking back and you pass the spot where the kids were hammering the nails, you now notice that they were hammering the nails into your guys' footprints.
Very close.
Your shoe prints.
Yes, that's almost like the same as a shadow. So they see us as evil spirits. They're protecting themselves from us or cursing us with that action.
That's another thing.
Wait. Do we know that for sure? Is that, or are you just guessing there, O'Neill?
I'm just trying to. Catholicism and our little mysteries and nonsense that we associate with it, and the voodoo. I'm beginning to see there's some crossover. I'm just translating it from what I would see it might meaning.
But these kids they're with Mama Josephine, right?
Well, it's like a folk thing,
random
right?
kids on the street.
It's a folk thing. Like a young, kids would know these stories, right? So this is what they think they protect themselves.
If we are somehow in some kind of bargain with some of these lower or something where they're taking our possession of our bodies at various times. I mean, Port-au-Prince isn't. I have a feeling that people would notice that if a bunch of white people from the United States started acting very bizarrely, following their rituals, so how they behave when these lowers take over during the possession. If that's actually happening to us,
sir, is it good or bad lowers who are taking us over?
That's the question. We don't know. We're going to be making some
as you guys are
contact with the more.
As you guys are standing there discussing this, Donna and Amy, you've gone through, your books. You haven't found anything else of any interest, and you decide that you're going to leave. Now, as I recall, you were at the library in the morning. You go to the door of the library and you step out, but you don't seem to step out into the street that you remember being on. You're stepping through a smaller door, like a shop door. The rest of you look over at a shop that's on the same street as the laundromat and Mama Josephine's place. And the door opens and Donna and Amy come stepping out of the door into the street, looking confused. And it's afternoon.
Amy, what?
What
Did
type
we
of shop
leave
is
out
this?
of a different door than what we came in?
I don't know, a dress shop.
So when we were stepping out from the library's perspective, it was still like the regular doors, right? It was only after.
Right, after you stepped out that you realized that something was weird and wrong. And if you turn around and look back, it's a dress shop. It's not a...
I don't know. We didn't went into the dress shop. We went into the library. I
No,
don't
I
know
don't
what
even see the
happened.
library anywhere.
It's time has
Across
also
town from where you
passed.
are right now.
This is so weird.
And
Do
we see my father and the
Yeah,
detectives and no,
they're literally 15 feet away from you.
Looking aghast.
uh,
Like, what are you doing here?
what?
Nothing passed
yeah,
for us. Like we didn't have
we
any
were
loss of time. Okay.
we were in the library.
Wait,
We just walked out the entrance from the library and I don't know what happened.
you
Where are we?
you guys experienced a time loss and we didn't. We
It
just came
wasn't a time loss, Daddy. It
just
was literally like going through one door and coming out another door.
Like moving through the space and time
Yes.
God.
instead of just not remembering or blacking out. But yeah,
I
We're
don't
being
know.
toyed with or something.
While
I
this
feel
is
that too.
while this is going on, I'm gonna walk over to where the kids are nailing it, and if they're still there, probably like
No, they've all run away.
I'm taking the nails out of the ground. I have a knife. I'm just digging them out
Okay.
and then scattering the footprints.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Mama Josephine already said she can't do anything for us, so it would make the. I don't think these kids are either. So
this is
A-
like some strange voodoo or something.
Amy, that book had your handwriting in it. We have done this. We have already done all of this. I feel like this is the wrong thing to keep pursuing. Something is telling me in my gut that we shouldn't be taking the same path. I feel like Daddy and the others already went and saw this Mama Josephine. I don't know what she said to you, but I have a terrible feeling that this is all some bigger scheme and they're using us.
I think we all need to I think we all need to put our heads together. You guys got to let us know what you learned in the library and anything that can help, and we can share with what we've learned. I think we might actually this time be on a path that is a little different than the last one we took. Um,
Yeah,
but I
it's hard to know if we're following the same path because we don't remember what our exact steps were. Mama, uh, I know, like we did went to the library before and we wrote something about this Senegal and
Yes, and a
uh,
sacred
Senegal.
site, SP.
We're going to
But
be meeting with Senegal. He's never
we
met us
found
before,
another
apparently.
tarot card, Daddy.
What?
Yes, it was
yeah,
the Hanged Man upside down, the same strange set that we've been finding. I'm starting to think that
That makes a
maybe
horror.
where we're finding these tarot cards
That's
is
our third
related to
card.
what the card means. The meaning of where have we been finding these things? Maybe
Come.
that they're related.
Okay, this is not a normal tarot deck, as we have learned. It is something very foul. We believe it might be a message from these cult members. And so I'm assuming we're going to just fill them in on all that we learned about because we have crossover
Question
names.
would be, are you just going to stand there in the street and go over everything? Are you going to walk back to the hotel?
We need to talk
Are you
somewhere
going to
privately because we don't know
go
privately,
get
who's
yeah.
some?
around. Yeah.
These people already think we're crazy. So
Okay,
Yeah.
so you tell me, where will you go to discuss all of this?
the hotel?
I don't know. Is the hotel safe? Those military men have been watching us.
That's going into our hotel. There's not really much they can do, but we definitely don't want to be within earshot of them with some of the matters we're going to have to discuss. So
Thom, is Port-au-Prince got any renowned restaurants?
I mean,
It's
it's
French.
it's not a wealthy area, but yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you can say that there's a couple of white people restaurants where they're
I
used to a little
suggest
more.
I suggest we meet at a higher scale restaurant because that'll be less chance that cultists would eavesdrop, and then we keep careful attention to the wait staff.
Mm.
But
Mr. Sterling,
what is all this about cultists? I mean,
There's a cult on this, according to what these gentlemen have learned, there's a cult that's quite prevalent on this island, and it is our primary enemy.
They have Jack. They may have harmed him beyond us being able to save him.
we can't know that. We just can't know
Well,
that,
I know.
Daddy.
That's why we're gonna go and take them on. That's why I'm going to be meeting with we're all going to be meeting with Senegal, who is the leader of the. Well, look, we shouldn't be saying these names out loud. Let's go forward and talk.
Let's presume we find a restaurant that's suitable or something like that.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sort of feeling that this might be our last days on Earth here, and I want to eat something nice. I'm going to have something good while I'm alive.
Well, I'm screwed in like 4 days, so I definitely want to.
Yeah, well, yeah.
as much as I can.
We probably got the two detectives not to mention to the girls about the cut, unless you want them to know, James, because otherwise
I'm not letting Donna and Amy know yet about.
Okay, so that's sort of kept aside. Yeah,
yep. That one we're keeping aside for now.
Yep.
I will probably reveal that at some point, but not right now.
At dinner, I will.
For me.
At dinner, I will reveal everything we've learned. Yeah.
Yeah. We can assume you're at dinner and you can discuss.
But we can see the stone hanging from his neck, right?
It's a gree thing. It's Madam Josephine gave it to me. It's got to help us to get past that this lurker in those star pools.
Daddy, but there was a story that we read in the library about this evil, chaotic, walking beast, and these people sacrificed themselves with the stone that was described like that.
Well, I'm just wearing it. I'm not doing it with it.
It's a mark that'll fool them into thinking he's one of them.
Yes, and
it's a way to fool them, saying, "Oh, we're one of you guys."
My God, the research you two did is
that's amazing. White people are going to be one of them. Please.
Anyone wearing the stone is with them.
Well, as you're walking,
when in Port-au-Prince.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're not walking. You're eating.
We're eating. I bet you the notes on the napkins for this would probably cause people sand loss. Because we're writing stuff down and figuring stuff out. I'll have to burn these.
Is there a bar in this restaurant?
Oh, sure there is.
Sure. Yeah, this ain't the United States. There's no prohibition here. Rum, but it's mostly going to be rum.
Yeah, it's been a few days of just weirdness. So I think Dirk excuses himself to the bathroom and goes to the bathroom and then comes out and kind of stands at the bar just for a few moments, kind of weighing back and forth. Orders, a shot of rum.
Yes, sir.
Just one shot of rum. Just whatever you got.
White rum, dark rum.
White rum.
So he pours you a cup of white rum. You notice too that the bar has been decorated with lots of purple and white. And various, what you now realize is voodoo ritual. This is their big holiday. So you see a lot of those little symbols and things that are part of the decoration. You don't necessarily see Baron Samedi, but you see their goddess of love and their Loa of love and various things like that.
After
quite
Dirk
a few
takes
people
his
are
first
in there
drink,
too.
After Dirk takes his first drink, I think Guy is going to get up and probably go join him.
Okay.
I haven't said, well, you come up and you see Dirk is sitting there just staring a hole into a cup or into a little shot glass of white rum it's still in there. A lot of contemplation going on.
Now, are you sober, or are you falling off the wagon, or
we're on the edge of the wagon currently.
Okay. So you currently
I
are,
haven't had a drink in a long time.
and I come up and just kind of take it and slug it all back and go, you don't need that, friend. You need to keep your wits about you. And I
I'm
need to.
getting I'm getting close to needing it though. This is just too much. The time loss honestly reminds me of being drunk just without the hungoverness. The loss of time is something that I've dealt with a lot. And it's just kind of a constant reminder every time it happens of what I used to be. He's like
And
rubbing his knuckles, as he's talking.
you and we're the. I need you right now because this is something that I know that I we're in the same boat, and if we can figure out how to get out of this together with our minds intact, we'll both be for uh better for it. And I'm a lightweight too, so dirt. So that slugging back that glass of rum, I'm like, I love you, man.
Well,
You gave me a chance when nobody else would. Everybody else just had me filing paperwork. I was their personal secretary, and you got me out in the field, and that means a lot to me. And I look up to you, you're as my mentor, and we're gonna get out of this alive. Take we gotta take control of the situation, work with everybody. It seems like everybody's accepted the role. Sterling is made a very grim decision today, and we got to see this through. I think that's the only way we're going to get out. It's the only way we're going to get out of this.
I kind of put my hand on your shoulders, like, you're doing a great job, guy. You really are. You have got great instincts. You're asking the right questions. You're always kind of on the right trail of things. So you're
I had a
doing.
great mentor.
I'm gonna try to stay that for you. So
All right, let's go eat some of this food we can't pronounce then.
Question to the others.
Mhm.
Are you guys also drinking with your meal?
Yeah,
I mean, you're
I
all
was.
adults.
I mean, James.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
like normal, like not to get drunk, but just the kind of alcohol you'd have with food type of stuff, like especially with
Mhm.
good food.
James kind of doing it a little out of character. Like he's got the white rum, which he never drinks, and he's also has this desire for a cigar lately. So he doesn't know why. He just felt like having a cigar with some rum.
Smoking is
the
fine in public places.
Yeah.
So given that we've sort of picked up a bunch of strange bits of knowledge about the Loa and the Getty and the Baka, and the girls have read up on it, do we know which group favors what in terms of alcohol preferences? Do
I
the do
think
the Getty like white rum and the Baka like black, for example?
it's a good question. I haven't run across anything that says one way or the other, except that
Okay.
they all like cigars and rum and cigarettes and
So they've all got that
things
in
that are
common. Okay.
pleasurable. They have the
Okay.
same addictions to pleasure that we do.
Okay. So can't tell them apart that way. Like
Like,
I do feel, Mr. Sterling, that we're definitely, if not in the possession of these entities, they're definitely around us and acting upon us in some way. It would just be nice to know which ones are, although I'd have to say my suspicions would be that it's the Baka and not the good ones.
Yeah. We
I think
Unless we have
after
some way to tell them apart.
we may have to speak with the BACA to get out of this situation. He's
I
informed you, but we haven't
I
done that yet. So
yeah, I think we should
she
try
said
to,
it,
as she said, try to
find another
leave that
way.
as a final option. I
Final,
mean, we
final
could always
option.
do that. We could do that anywhere we have a quiet place and a candle, as you've said, sir. It doesn't even have to be tonight. It could be further on.
No. Mhm.
Well, as I
think go
take
ahead.
it, there are two different factions here.
Mm-hmm.
We have Baron Samedi, who seems to be omnipotent, not good nor evil. And then we have the other, which seems to be evil.
Mm-hmm.
What was Samedi even mentioned while you were at Mama Josephine's? I mean, maybe
Baron
maybe
Lacroix.
Samedi could help us.
Yes, if we could
Baron Lacroix?
understand how to, yeah, Baron Lacroix, Samedi. If we could understand how to communicate with them, or sure.
I mean,
I
for all we
think we
know,
were almost communicating. We were in that labyrinth, the labyrinth described in the story.
Yeah,
where
but
the other.
that sounds like it was leading towards the meeting with the messenger, and he's not good.
And as I understand, that's not the real Baron,
no.
from
Yeah.
what
The
you've
one with
learned
the
from
three
Mel.
eyes.
If there's a
We
real
did-
Baron, he doesn't have a thingy in his forehead.
Amy, we did read that many gather at the Grand Cemetery to honor Baron Samedi. Maybe we can find
Ooh.
someone there to talk to learn more information.
That's
That's
not
a
bad
very good idea. Yeah.
For all
I
we
also
know,
wanted to ask a few of the people here how it feels like when they're being possessed or mounted, as I think you said, Mama Josephine mentioned. Because I'm leaning towards that. That's really what's happening to us. That the
I was going to
spirits
say,
are.
I have a feeling we've spoken with Baron Samedi before, Baron Lacroix. We're marked by him, already had been. So maybe he can fill us in on something. If we can find a way to speak
His
with him.
perspective would be good to know, yeah.
It would be good to buy a bottle of rum or two and some cigars as an offering to him.
Oh,
From what
definitely.
I've read, he will definitely enjoy something like that. By the way, I'm not drinking, Tom. I'm just smoking the whole dinner.
Okay.
Just stinking up the place.
I think
As
after the moment at the bar and kind of a first show of camaraderie that Dirk isn't enjoying a cigar with Mr. Sterling.
yeah, and I think that for a flicker in time, for a moment in this whole thing, you feel closer to one another than you have felt before. I mean, you were always sort of close, but now sharing this horrible situation, you feel closer to one another. So sharing, yeah, the cigars and the booze, and for a moment you forget your troubles, we'll say.
Does Mr. Sterling break out his excellent Cuban cigar collection?
No, he doesn't have it with him.
Oh, it's unfortunate, sir. That is such a nice collection you have. It would be so nice if you brought that with you.
I forgot that I forgot.
Ah,
Well, I'm sure that there's probably stuff in the hotel that I probably
Yeah.
purchased. But like
Oh, sure.
the
Yeah, you
thing
can
with
get them
Raley
anywhere.
is like he
Yeah,
gives
yeah.
people cigars. He doesn't smoke cigars. He's just has a craving lately for the whole thing. He's not a rum drinker either. I don't know if he's going native, getting into it, or he just has I just feel like he would want that right now for some reason.
Yeah, rum is definitely an acquired taste. It's sweet, but it's also, that white rum is really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Burns all the way down. All right, so you guys have your meal. You get up to leave and you start walking back. And you eventually, there's quite a few people in the street. It's still early evening, so there's people about their business doing all sorts of things. And you can see in the Grand Cemetery, there's definitely candles lit everywhere in there. But I'd like you to all do a spot hidden for me.
yeah. A regular success.
And
Got a
overall,
98.
Pass.
Oh my
God.
God.
Does that mean anything? And that, or is it?
No,
or
it
is
just means you're
it's
not
just the
going to
rest.
notice what the others
Okay.
notice.
All right.
So who
Yeah.
passed?
I got an 01.
The regular.
Oh, Dirk.
You're just
We'll do Dirk, but what Dirk sees you
I'm
all,
glad I took that
those of you
drink
who
away
passed
from you.
also see. So as you're walking along, you do notice that there's a lot of people. They're dressed in white or they're dressed in black. They've got purple as part of their thing. The women have these turbans on and like that. Dirk, you look over and sort of standing in the darker underneath of some of the trees. The cemetery is pretty lush. A lot of the tombs are above ground and multi-stacked and like little houses. Some of them are there, and they've been there a long time. Sometimes in moist areas like jungles, you really can't bury people down into the ground because it doesn't work very well. So they bury them above the ground. So all these little buildings and little corridors going between them, and people are in there lighting candles and chatting, and maybe they're praying, and some are drinking coffee and some are smoking cigars and all that. But Dirk, as you're walking and you look over, there is a man standing there in amongst the tombs. He is dressed in a suit. He is wearing a top hat, and his face is painted white. He has a cane, and he's smoking a cigar, but he is most definitely leaning on a tomb, smoking and staring right at you. He looks like he's dressed like Baron Samedi.
Yeah, I think I elbow guy, kind of nod over there. Is like, I think that's someone we need to go talk to.
Yeah, Donna, I think you might have your chance here.
All right, and I glance over and my eyes go wide and I say, yeah, how do you want to approach this?
Well,
I'll tip my hat to him.
he definitely has been
Does he
staring at me.
respond in kind?
You tip your hat to him, and he suddenly opens up his mouth and he laughs and then sort of turns around behind one of the tombs.
All right, yeah, I'm running.
I'm right behind you.
Well, I'll walk over. I don't
Yeah.
I don't see the point in running.
So
Right.
Dirk and Guy run over like the detectives that they are, and you get to the tomb, and of course, when you get there and you turn the corner, there's nobody there. There are
Right.
people here.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no
he's
point.
not
I didn't think there was any point in running.
Before O'Neill shows up, I'm like, that fucking O'Neill guy, I swear to God.
Donna's looking at the tomb. She's examining to see if there's something special about this tomb.
Good point.
I mean, each one of them is different than the other. They're not like, generic in any way. It probably has a name on it that's,
Is it marked like
Probably
what in the book
French.
said?
well, it's definitely got decorations all over it.
Okay, because it said that there were male
It would be a black
deceased.
cross.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do I
sure,
see
there's
that?
a black cross.
Oh,
And they've
okay.
got candles lit on top of it.
Okay. Look, Amy,
Well-
like it's like in the book. There's a black cross on here.
Yeah. I think I'll leave a bottle of rum here, Donna, as an offering. Maybe
Yeah, good idea.
if it doesn't help, it doesn't hurt us. So
And so, Tom,
Wonderful,
this version
wonderful.
of Mr. Samedi we saw, it didn't have a third eye or any of that stuff. It was
You
the
didn't see a
classic
third
one.
eye.
Okay, all right.
All right, so you're Dirk and Guy and Sean have now gathered together, standing there, but there's nobody in sight. I'm sorry. The character is not in sight. There are people everywhere.
And is there anything that maybe he left behind or that we can see? Anything that would show that he was there, or is it?
Do
Are we
a
just-
do a spot hidden.
42, which
Ooh, no.
is
64?
Regular success.
regular
Failure.
Yeah,
success.
regular.
Well, I mean, you do see that whoever it was had fairly large feet.
Mhm,
The shoes are big.
mhm,
But the guy did look like he was 6 foot something, maybe.
mhm.
Yeah. So with my old
And
one,
the-
did I see a third eye?
No.
Success? Okay, I didn't think so, but wanted to make sure.
Well,
You
Mr.
can
Shirley,
also
maybe
spot-
maybe that was his way of letting us know that
Mm.
we're the one who made the deal with. Does that make sense? Or what's going on
I
here?
think when James gets over there, I think he didn't run. He just walked over. He's gonna
Yeah.
look around and he's gonna take not one but two cigars out of his pocket and go, "Oh, we missed him. Oh, that's a shame." And put the cigars back, two cigars back in his thing, and just kind of stand there with everyone.
How long are you guys going to stand there? I can say that now that you can observe what people are doing. They are
Yeah.
saying little prayers or singing little songs. They're pouring out libations, which is
Donna's gonna walk around to where he disappeared and just
The back, right?
scan the perimeter to see if maybe he's leading us somewhere. Do I see his presence anywhere else?
Do a spot hit.
3. Hard.
Good.
Extreme, actually.
Yeah.
Well, as you are actively looking, and you've got to kind of peek between the tombs and so forth as you're looking. You can't see very far. Yeah, you spot him again. But now he's about 30 feet or so away, over by another tomb. And this time he do a little nod like this and starts laughing. And then
Wait, please, wait. We need your help. And then I motion, guys, he's over there. I've seen him again.
Do we see him?
at first you do, but he's walking away.
All right, let's go over there.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
She feels like he's leading somewhere.
Don't rush just in case this is something dangerous. If it's someone who wants to talk to us, he'll talk to us in good time. But if this is a trick, we don't want to rush into something.
Before you get to him, he turns behind another tomb, and when you get there, he's not there.
He is supposed to be a trickster, right? Baron Samedi? Is that what you guys read?
He's the gatekeeper of the dead.
Right.
Calling chaos is the trickster.
Oh. Wait a second.
I'll have you all do another spot hit.
Yeah.
Based on what's happening, I'm looking around pretty quickly to see if
Oh, 07. I
again.
finally wrote something
Success.
good. Is that
Success.
extreme or
Normal
is that
pass.
a hard?
Normal pass.
Let me
Nope.
see. Hold on.
So did y'all succeed?
I fumbled.
Oh,
I-
poor. Don't worry about it. I got an extreme that time.
Okay.
It's okay, Amy. I'll see for both of us.
So everybody but Amy this time?
Amy's like,
Um,
ooh, dress shop.
I
Amy
also
tripped
failed.
over a tombstone.
Yep, I
Oh,
failed.
Okay.
ah!
So those of you who passed,
Mhm.
looking around once again, scanning the area, you all see him, but you're all seeing a different one. This one's over there. This one's over there.
Oh
Over
no.
here. This one's a little bit shorter than that one.
Uh-huh.
And you start to realize, I think it's a
Yeah.
popular costume that people
Yeah.
dress up in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a fool. Not the
Yeah,
first
well,
time.
Amy, I think you can go collect your rum back.
Oh, just leave it
Oh.
for him anyways.
I'll just leave it
Taking
anyways for
presents
good luck.
back.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Yeah.
poor form to take presents back. It is.
Oh,
It doesn't hurt to just leave it, so I'll leave it. And I think I'll look for some of the locals to talk to Donna. See if I can
Yes,
if
somebody
they've
has
ever
to know
talked to the Baron
something.
or
Ugh.
I'd like you
And
all to do a
I'll-
luck roll and see who gets the lowest roll.
23.
No.
52.
28. So you're the lowest so far, I think, Amy. Oh, who got
33.
Amy got the lowest?
Who got 23?
It was Amy, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amy?
Me.
So Amy, you said that you were going to go look at something. Yes.
Yeah, talk to one of the locals, but
Okay.
not somebody who's in the middle of a ritual or something. Somebody who's,
Sure.
not busy.
Somebody to ask what's going on. So you're you're all kind of winding your way through the tombs. And there are people everywhere, as I say. But Amy, you turn a corner around one of the tombs, kind of expecting nobody to be on the other side. But when you turn the corner, there is a man, once again dressed like Baron Samedi. He looks like he's maybe 6'4". He's literally, I mean, he's 3 feet from you. It startles you as you turn the corner, and he's right there. He looks at you and he opens up his eyes, widely. Maybe you startled him a bit too. And then he smiles a big smile, and he goes, and he blows white powder in your face.
Well,
And he's gone.
okay. Of course.
The rest of you suddenly come around the corner. You see Amy's jumped back, and she's got white powder all over her face.
Oh, yeah.
And
What
when
in the
she
world?
brings up her hand to brush some of it off, she has a card in her hand.
What?
The
Ten of Swords?
The Ten of Swords with some other abomination monster on the.
Did we
God,
not get that already? But a different version?
we got
You
10
got
of
the ten of you
Wands.
got the Ten of Wands.
Okay, how does that work with that thing we
It-
had?
10 of Swords. That was the last card we got, the outcome.
Oh,
Yeah.
But this
did we
is
get the Ten of Wands at all in the reading?
You
Mhm,
got it from Mama Josephine.
mhm.
She gave it to you.
yeah.
But when we had the original reading, did we ever get the Ten of Wands?
Yes, that was the obstacle.
Mm.
And the fifth
Yeah.
card is
The Ten of
What you get
Swords.
if
Ten of
what you
Swords.
get if you get rid of the obstacle.
okay.
The outcome.
All right.
Right now he's kind of really freaking out. He's like, we got to get out of here. We got to get moving. I feel like we're on a countdown. We have one more card before our reading's read.
I think
No, that's
we've
it.
already
That's your
we've
fault.
hit the
That
bottom.
was it?
Hit the
Sorry.
bottom.
Now I'm
Okay.
for real freaking out. That's
Okay.
right. Yeah,
All right. That's
When
The reading for the Ten of Swords said, "Desertion brings truth."
it would be a rock bottom outcome, but there was nowhere to go from there but up. So it wouldn't be a happy outcome. No. Starting to see how this is all piecing together. Now it seems we've got our messages from both sides, as it were.
Yes, that does
The
seem a
good-
direct message.
I think we better see what we can do to meet Senegal and get this
Yep.
plan moving forward.
Okay.
one question for the keeper. When we were researching voodoo, did it say anything about good or bad luck to wipe away this white powder in my face? Or
I don't
Um,
think so.
I'll probably leave it because I'm getting pretty freaked out by all this. So
Do
It
we
didn't
see
say one
anyone
way or the
else
other.
with white powder on their face?
I'm gonna
They
leave
do
it
have
anyway.
you do see people with their faces painted white like a skull. The men have that. Not all of them, but some of them.
Okay, clear. Thank you.
All right. So I assume then at this point you're going to head back to the hotel.
Yep.
All right. You get back to the hotel. Do you want to do anything before you go to bed? You guys feel exhausted. Not only have you taken in a lot of information today, but you just feel physically exhausted.
Good sleep is important.
Yeah, Donna feels so tired, but she can't stop thinking. She just can't stop thinking about the man in the cemetery. It's almost like his image has been burned into her brain. And even when she closes her eyes, She's seeing him, seeing his smile, and she just thinks that there was something there, something that she was supposed to understand but didn't.
Guy's gonna make sure that he goes to sleep with Gree on.
I'm gonna do some bibliomancy before I go to sleep. I'm gonna get my Bible and just flip and see if I get some passages for consultation from, something to understand things. I don't know, Tom, if there's anything that pops up that I get, or it's just a random passage about the price of grain or something.
Actually, I don't. That would be a good to have something in my pocket that I could give you, but I can't think of anything
That's fine. All right.
offhand.
Um,
All right, go ahead.
no, I'm just gonna write in my journal and not clean up or anything. Although, no, I'm just gonna leave it.
You're just like someone who got touched by a celebrity, like I shook his hand. I can never wash it again.
I I didn't believe in all this stuff, but I'm getting very superstitious. I don't want to, like, maybe it's bad to leave it, but
Okay.
maybe it's good to leave it. I don't know. I'm just stuck in in the middle. Like, I'll just leave it. Who knows?
You're gonna end up like Kate Hudson on Skeleton Key. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie.
No, what happened to her?
She doesn't believe in it, this for the voodoo at first, and then she's basically exposed more and more to it. And by the end of it, she believes it 100%, and then she gets done in because of it.
Oh,
Okay.
It's an older movie, so
And I recall going to the theater and seeing it, not liking it very much.
I thought it was, I thought it was okay, but
It
I just
felt
re-
kind of contrived, but we'll
yeah.
talk about movies afterwards.
Yep.
Sorry.
So, as you are laying in bed, tell me, are you going over the things, all of these things in your head, having a little difficulty resting? You can do constitution rolls to see if you're restless in your sleep.
Oh, just barely 59 out of 60.
yes.
I failed by 3.
I got a hard success.
Same
I
here.
failed.
I think I'm used
Okay.
to the idea that you have to rest before a fight, even if you're nervous or scared, because you just have to rest. Your body has to do it.
Dirk
So
is
if you passed,
Mhm.
you're going to fall asleep.
Okay.
Who failed?
I failed.
Okay,
I failed.
Dirk failed, and Dirk and Guy failed. Probably because they're laying there in bed next to each other, chatting and trying to.
Dirk is
Um,
equally disappointed and proud that he didn't take that drink. So conflicted emotions.
So Dirk and Guy, you're laying there musing to one another. I would like you both to do intelligence rolls.
God, that's a 97.
75, I failed.
Well, in that case, never mind.
Couple of dum-dums.
All right. Ignorance is bliss, hopefully.
Unless you want to spend luck, you can always spend luck.
I ain't got
That
enough
would
luck.
be
Luck.
that would
A
be
lot
a
of luck.
lot of luck.
That's all my luck plus 5.
Yeah,
right.
that's more than I have. I have like 15 points of luck.
Then I will give you this. Something keeps gnawing at you. It's like we've asked a lot of questions, we've got a lot of answers, but there's one question that we have forgotten to ask. And it's probably a really important question, but we can't think of what it is.
Can we push the roll?
No,
No.
we'll just let you push it yourselves and think about that, and then think about
Well, I
that.
was
And then if you come up with it, you come up with it. But at least at this point, you eventually fall asleep. You all suddenly wake up in the dark not in bed, but once again standing on the hot sand barefoot in this corridor. It seems to go on in all directions, or going on two directions. You can see the black sky up above. You can see that the walls are about 15 or so feet high and made out of black basalt. And you also start to notice that you have pain in your hand. Amy and Donna, you look down at your hands, and there seem to be scratches all over in your hand, like you cut yourself with something, but you don't know where they came from. Dirk and Guy and Sean, you also have scratches on your hand. And James, of course, you already have scratches on your hand. You're all
Our
dressed as you
fingernails
were
torn?
today?
Like maybe we were,
No.
no?
You're all dressed as you were today, and James, you have the stone around your neck. You can smell what smells like cooking fires and maybe something dead in the air. There's no breeze or wind from any direction.
Mr. Sterling, I think we only had two choices of directions to go. We went one way the last time.
Oh, no,
But
at
if
this
this
time.
but if this is like the story, if we do meet anyone, he won't be a friend.
I might already be his friend.
Last time, because Northeast had just died, and so we went the opposite direction.
Yeah. Well,
So
let's
maybe we go east.
let's go in the direction I guess we're supposed to go in then.
So north.
Yep.
Begin to walk. This is the same place. You recognize it. You walk on for a ways and you come to a cross area. There is now directions going in north, south, east, and west, we'll say. What were you traveling north, did you say?
Mhm.
I think we
Okay.
were going east.
Okay. So you've gone east, now you've still got north, south, and east. Or back the way you came.
So we went south the first time. And it was only just a corridor. We never came to a crossroads before in this, have we?
Yes. No, we didn't. We just walked south
Oh.
forever.
Yeah.
But this time we came to a crossroads.
And we went north this time to the crossroads.
Yep. Well,
Split
Going
up or
east.
not?
East.
Okay. So you continue going east. You go on for another 10 minutes and you come to a T-junction where it's going north and south at this
I
point.
think at this point, Donna is she's kind of losing it a little bit. She's like, this is
roll
nothing. This
sanity
is
rolls.
getting nowhere. And she starts calling out for Jack. I rolled a 4, so I'm fine.
I failed.
holding it together. Uh-oh.
I passed.
85 over 75.
62
If
over
you
80.
fail at this point, you can do a 1d4. If you pass, you don't take any.
All right, that's a
Sanity.
4.
Ooh.
Oh, a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dirk, it starts to make you angry because it's monotonous. It's all the same. It's too quiet. It smells funny. And that wall is only 15 or so feet high, but there's nothing to climb on.
Yeah, Dirk is everybody looking just really like rubbing his knuckles on his right hand, just, like he's got a headache and looking up at the wall, just visibly frustrated. Just, I mean, feels like he's failing as a detective, like he's missing things, not answering, not asking the right questions. Just everything's kind of going wrong in his eyes.
I'll come up to him and I'm like, hey man, we're in the same boat. And I was like, I read this story one time about buffalo and cattle, where there's a storm coming. The cattle, they'll run from the storm, and eventually they'll tire out and get consumed by it. But the buffalo go directly towards it and come out the other side. You got to be the buffalo. We got to just keep going through, keep moving, and trying to figure this out. We'll get it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm good at this, right? Back in the States, I'm good at what I do, and I don't feel good at it right now. And I don't
Nobody
know.
can be good at this. We're only, it's like trying to complete a puzzle where we're only getting half the pieces, and then we're gonna try to see what the picture is, and we don't even know what the picture is because I heard about voodoo. I don't even know, like in songs and stuff, but maybe I read a book that had voodoo in it. But I mean, we don't. We're out of our depth. That's why, like I said,
I
we just
think
got to keep moving.
I think what gets me the most is, we've done this and failed once already. I mean, we didn't fail totally because we're alive. Maybe. I don't know. Everything's weird. Maybe we're not alive. Maybe this is some sort of purgatory. But we did all of this before, but didn't do it well enough that now we have to do it all again. And that's not a feeling that I've been used to in a long time.
But we're definitely a pawn in someone's game. But that's what I'm saying. We just got to keep our wits and keep moving, man. That's the only thing that's going to get us out of here.
All right, well, fuck, let's move. And Dirk just takes off in the direction they were going.
And I'll just keep follow behind.
Maybe we just need to look over that wall is only like 15 feet. Maybe we can do something and take a look over it and see what it
Well,
looks like. Look
there
over the
is
wall.
there is 6 of us. We could probably boost Amy over the top to look.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I mean,
Gentlemen, do you want to
goes up
help? Maybe we
there.
can get Miss Sterling over the wall to look at the other side. If we all kind of make a pyramid or something.
Well, I mean, with 4 guys, I think the three could lift one of the other guys. I don't know about sticking Amy's head over top of the wall. I mean, I'd
All
rather
right.
stick
Then
mine
let
over.
us lift Mr. Sterling over then and see what he can see.
All right.
All right.
I mean-
I would like you all to do dex.
X
I guess you don't all have to do them, but at least a couple of you have to pass.
Hey, I passed
Hard
that.
success. Hard success.
passed.
I just passed 55 over 55.
Fail.
Okay.
Yeah,
36.
So
I failed.
forming a bit
Makes
of
sense.
a human pyramid, you guys sort of brace yourselves against the wall.
Mhm.
And you do come to the realization when you do that the walls are not perfectly straight. They do kind of lean in they don't lean towards you. They lean a little bit away from you. So you can easily press yourselves up against the wall. But
Okay.
James, you start to climb up. And the moment comes, you've put your hands up onto the top of the wall and you pull yourself up to look over it. I would like you to do a sanity roll.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
The 14, that's got to be good. Over 80, yeah. That's a boom. Yeah.
Okay. Still do a 1d4.
D4.
Whoa.
Wow, this
That's
is
a
about to
hard
be
one. If
bad.
you get D4 and success. Wow.
I lost 2.
What you see, it should feel normal, but it doesn't. You see that not too far away, maybe a football field or so away, 300 feet, 100 meters farther on, there is what looks like a beach and an ocean, but the ocean is as flat as glass, and it reflects in its surface the sky, which is black. And the stars that burn in the sky are also black. And you don't understand how you can see the black on the black. And dominating the whole scene is a gigantic sun that is black, with all you can think of is from the book ghost light that seems to shine and shimmer around it. It's hot, and it almost burns your face, the heat from this sun. And you can do a dex roll to see if you lose your balance as a result. It's almost overwhelming.
48. Yep, that's a regular success.
Okay, so you don't fall.
Ooh.
And you do sort of figure that if you keep working your way in that direction, you'll get to the beach.
So, guys, if we keep going, I'm going to call
You
it
have to
left.
kind of go the way you're going, but also towards the right some. You
Okay,
should come out eventually on the beach.
If
We
we
will
keep going
exit.
north and east, whenever we get a choice, we'll get
Mhm.
out. Okay.
And then we
And
can
we'll
get
say
out of here.
too that you've also seen that the labyrinth is endless in all other directions.
Oh, dear God. Any other direction, we'd be in it forever. That's what we'll do. That's the direction we have to go. Like,
Okay.
they'll
Double
get us
time it
out of
then.
there to the. Let's do it. Let's it with like a jog run. Yeah.
So you climb down, but all of you notice that James Sterling's face is as white as a ghost.
Sure.
He seems to have been terribly shaken by something beyond the realm of physics or logic.
This is
What is
not
it,
our,
Daddy?
wherever we are. This is not our universe, not our world. The stars are black. They're like burning black, and the sun is black too. That would be our star. The sun is black. It's not. It's just endless black. But you can see, even though it's black on black, you can still see it's not of this world. We're not on Earth right now.
So do you want to continue? All right.
Let's go to the beach.
You continue on. It still seems like it's taking forever to get there. Time seems to not have much meaning inside the labyrinth. But eventually you turn a corner and you can see that there is an opening in the wall ahead of you, and the sandy beach is there. It's true. The sand inside the labyrinth and outside is as black as midnight, and it's hot under your feet. But there aren't much in the way of dunes, and the ocean seems to be completely still, like a giant still lake of glass. And looking farther down the beach, you can see what look like cooking fires and what might be a jungle in the background. And there are 3 huts. They seem to be primitive. They're farther on than the cooking fires. And there seems to be a kind of glow, like the glow of the sun, that's coming from out of the mouths of these huts. And as you are staring at them, you see that the way they're arranged, it creates 2 and 1. It reminds you a lot of the eyes that are on that thing. And as you're looking, from one of the huts, something appears. It steps out and begins walking in your direction. And it is the thing that's on the card, the first card that you found.
Oh, God.
It's a man dressed somewhat like Baron Samedi. He must be 9 feet tall. Instead of a head, he's got a skull with 3 eyes. And as he's walking towards you, you hear his voice say something, and it's almost like a mental impact instead of sound, like something was speaking inside of your cranium. And it says, turn the page to the right page. It says, knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. And as it says that, you suddenly wake up in bed. And I would like Dirk and Guy once again to do intelligence rolls.
Okay. Oh, we're close enough. Oh, no, that's pass.
Yay.
I passed.
55 under
You both
65.
pass? Excellent. So as you both start awake after having this similar vision, you both look at each other and with wide eyes, you say the same thing. Where was Jack staying? And that's where we're going to end it for tonight. Our players included Joe Bardalis, Carrie Marion, Kuhn Leighton, Kent Blue, Michael Ramirez, and Troy Lehman, with yours truly as a keeper of arcane lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page listed in the description, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.